Hey, my name is Bob Suma, and Jason doesn't even know I'm doing this video. So, Jason, I hope you like this testimonial. I woke up this morning and got my cup of coffee and just basically threw on a baseball cap because I had to share this with everybody out there who is considering using Rewrite My Site. So, Jason, I hope you enjoyed this video as a little surprise, but I had to do it because I think I owe you because you've done some pretty incredible things within a matter of a couple of weeks from my website. Now, for those who don't know me, my name is Bob Suma, and I'm a public speaking phobia expert. And I met Jason on a webinar, and basically he was going over his business. And when I saw what he was doing, I was like, I gotta give this a try, right? I'm always looking for ways to improve my business, right? Now, I am an established business, and even if you're a startup, this is a great tool because it teaches you your avatar. And basically what it does, it takes your information on your website and creates an avatar and creates the messaging in such a way that's really more about, instead of being a sales funnel, more like I'll call a trust funnel, right? It really just leads people down a path. And for those who don't know, when it comes to a website, you're looking for micro yes. Micro yes is all the way down, right? So it starts with the headline, then the images and stuff like that. And every little step is a micro yes. And the way we can improve conversions is to get more micro yeses so people take the next step, which is to ultimately opt in and then hopefully become a customer at the end, right? So basically it's a compounding effect. Those compounding effects come with even small changes in what we call conversion rates, which means that people are clicking on our site, they're taking the next step, they're building trust. And so I want to go over what Rewrite My Site has done and what Jason has done for me. So after meeting Jason, I bought his tool, and I also bought his consulting video service. So he sent a nice video over, and here's Jason right here, and he sent me a nice 45-minute overview going over what the Sherpa rewrite came out with and the outputs, and basically also help give some context around some of the things that are in there. But even if you don't get Jason to help you out, the paper output, the PDFs are awesome. And what does that look like? Well, I can actually just share it really quickly. So it spits out from my website the rewrite. That's the ultimate output, right? Where it looks at your site and says, this is what I would do. This is how I would phrase it from top to bottom, and gives you a lot of inputs. You don't have to take everything, obviously, for word for word for what it says, but basically use it as a tool. It also evaluates your entire website, and also, like I said, the avatar, which is great. Not only does Sherpa rewrite help you with your website copy, but it also gives all different kinds of copy, even for like emails and subject titles. So it's not even just for your website, it actually gives you ideas and outputs for your sales page, for your email titles and subject lines to get people to open up your emails. So it does a lot more than just your website. But I just use it just to get my website and try to do some conversions on it. And I'm about to show you some of these results right now. So let me close this down. So basically, I got the evaluation, and Jason, of course, sent the 45-minute right. And what I did was I applied it to one of my landing pages. So I have Google Ads, and I have 3 different campaigns in Google Ads running to different landing pages. So I figured what I'm going to do is I'm going to do something that I typically tell people not to do, which is to make big changes when you're doing an A/B test. Whenever you do an A/B test, and Jason will tell you, start with just a headline, maybe even the top of the headline, then maybe it's a subheadline. Maybe it's an image, maybe it is the click to action button, the words on the button. Maybe it's the way things are arranged on the website. But you always do small changes. But since I had 3 going, I wanted to do something that I normally would not do. I actually did an entire top 1/3. I took what the output says. I said, you know what? Let me just apply this and create a 7-day A/B test, right? Because I can always go back to the old one. So I did an A/B test for 7 days, and I was astounded. And that's why I am making this video right now, because the output was just amazing, something I've never seen before. So let's get down to it. So I did an A/B test, and as you're looking right here, you can see I have my A, which was the original, and then a B, which was the test. And that test was basically 1/3 of the page. And I had even Steven, 64 customers go to one page and 64 go to another page, right? Now, don't mind these opt-ins and clicks. This is just my platform, and these numbers are a little bit off. I measured it by forms. So just to show you what I did, here's on the left was the original, right? Now, normally I would maybe change just the the headline, or maybe just the leading in headline, maybe the button, maybe the image, right? One at a time. That's a smart way to do an A/B test, but I decided to have a little fun and I did an entire 1/3. So all the way down 1/3 down my page. So as you can see down here, it just keeps changing. So I changed everything at the top, right? I even changed the image. It told me to. And then basically after that, you can see this is totally different. I mean, look what's over here on the original, what's over here on the right, you know? It actually shortened up some of the speaking points and copy. And after that, once it gets down here, then everything's the same. But this is a lot of changes to do in one test. But wait till you see what happened. So when I ran those 64, I ran them to different opt-in pages, right? Forms, and that's how you collect, you know, what they're doing. So basically, these are my opt-in numbers. So the original Toastmasters got 7 opt-ins on that 64, okay? So the test, look at this, 15 opt-ins on 64. And I wrote the numbers down because it may not seem like a lot. I mean, it's double one thing, but when you look at the actual conversion rate, so when you average this out, on the original, if I were to have 100, just taking these numbers as a case, right? If I were to have 100 people opt in to my old one, I would have had a 10 to an 11% opt-in rate, which by the way, is fantastic. Like I said, I already have a running business. I'm already doing good, right? I just want to see if I can make some improvements here. But 10% is really good. So I was like, well, if I can get to 12 or 13 or 14%, it's always compounding. So every percent that you get, it's a compounding downstream effect on sales, right? Well, so that's 10%. But with the new rewrite, are you ready for this, guys? 15 opt-ins on those 64 clicks. That is a 23.5. This is called 24% opt-in rate. 24%. Let's just call it 25 for right now, just for fun. But it was 24, right? So basically, that means out of every 100 people, 24 people are going to opt in on average. Now, even if it goes down a bit, even if that's not sustainable, it doesn't matter because I'm starting at such a high end a point. The other one I had to keep building up from 7 to 8 to 9 to 10. I finally got to like 10, percent opt-in rate. This one within a week was already hitting a 24% opt-in rate, which is just bananas, honestly. And I know that's a crazy word to use, but it is bananas. So what that also does is, if you look at my Google ads, my overall, the entire time I had this ad running, this campaign running, I had an 8% conversion rate. Now this is Google ads. This is not the conversion rate on the site, but this is really important to understand, especially if you're running live, paid traffic to your site. So I had a 7.69% conversion rate over the entirety, right? And of course, then that ended up being about 11% opt-in rate on my site. But then this is what I have now, just in the last 7 days going, 14%, double. Now, why is this really important? Well, obviously we know when it hits the website and I'm clicking those opt-ins, and opt-ins is emails. When I have an email going out to my customers, eventually you hope they become buyers. So for every 10 people, one person buys. Now if I have double that amount, more than double that amount, it can end up doubling my sales, right? Or more. And the other part of this, why I want to show this on Google Ads, is all about customer experience. Now when Google sees that people are converting on my website at a 14.2.5% compared to a 7.69, it is automatically going to drive more traffic to my site. So when it comes to paid ads, while outbidding your competition in paying more for ads can help, this will actually help decrease spend. Why? Because Google Ads is going to say, hey, people are having a better experience on this site at a 14.25 compared to the 7. So it's going to send more people, which means my costs are going to come down because Google ultimately wants to give people a good experience, right? It doesn't want to send people to a crappy site who are bouncing. Google wants people to stay on their site, right? And as long as you're staying on the site, Google's making money and it wants to deliver a good experience. And when you're delivering a good experience at a rate like this, well, Google's going to say, hey, you know what? People really like this site. So they're going to send, so my thing is automatically going to show up higher on the page than somebody spending more. And I go against big pharma in a lot of cases, right? So I have to try to outbid them, outspend them. I can't outspend big pharma. There's just no way I can do it. But now if Google's saying, hey, big pharma is only getting like a 5%, experience rate, and Bob's getting 14, 15%, send more people to Bob. And that will lower your all marketing cost. So really important to see that. Now, that was so great. So now I'm doing a smaller test, right? And this is what I always say you should do when it comes to testing. So I wanted to show you that I'm not just doing this big sweeping test. That big sweeping test ultimately is going to make me a lot of money, and I'm just really excited to share that and what Jason's done for me. But this is like another test. So I'm running another test right now, and I just started today. But this is now, I took the other page. I took the winner, and the winner's now on the left, right? This is the winning page. This is the one that's doing 25%. And now I'm making small changes. So Jason's Rewrite My Site says you should start with the image, not of yourself, but of the outcome, and then introduce yourself. So that's all I did. I kept everything the same, but I swapped the images. So basically, where I used to say, I'm the go-to guy, I made this about me as the coach. Well, Sherpa's saying you should make it about the customer. So what you do is you show them what they're going to look like when they get over their fear of public speaking, as opposed to saying, hey, I'm the coach and I'm going to help you. And then what it does, what they're saying is that once you have that vision, once the customer has that vision, like, oh, I want to be that person, then you introduce yourself. So we're going to see how this goes, and if this could even increase it even more. And if it doesn't, it doesn't, right? It's always about A/B testing. Is always about trying to improve. And sometimes it doesn't improve, but if you get some small micro wins, every percent counts. It's a compounding impact downstream when it comes to sales. And I had to share this because when I went from 11% opt-in rate, which has been going on now for over almost a year, and I had to build up to 11%, and then all of a sudden I just take the Sherpa rewrite and automatically kicked out a 24% opt-in rate. I had to put this video together. So Jason, I want to say thank you, and thanks for all your advice in the video. And I think this is magical. I think this can help a lot of people because it takes a lot of the copy out of our hands and puts it into a way that your ultimate client wants to hear. And here's the proof. This is what the clients want to hear. I thought I knew what they want to hear. This is telling me, no, this is what they want to hear. And the proof is in the pudding. 10% compared to 25%, almost 25%. That is just, facts and figures over feelings. There's the old saying, facts and figures over feelings. And this is the facts. These are the figures. These are working. And are my feelings hurt? Not at all. I will take this any day and admit that, well, what I thought people wanted was not what they wanted. This will tell you what they want to hear, which is really, marketing 101, my friends. Thank you so much.